Yo, 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 what is good, people, man? Jump scare for anyone who has never seen me do a face cam video before. There are plenty on the channel. You can just go back and check. But a bit of a different upload today. You can tell by the title and the thumbnail. FPL is live. We're going to be making our first draft today. I haven't even logged into the website. I've saw a few prices on Twitter, but I haven't seen, in depth every single team. We're going to go through every team today. We're going to talk about my thoughts and how I craft my game week 1 team. This is definitely subject to change. It's the first time logging into the website. Actually, I'll pull it up now. I say this is a different kind of upload because normally I just run a FIFA career mode series here on YouTube. But going forwards on the channel, I want to make more sports content, and this is definitely a step towards that, I'm just a big sports fan, bro. Premier League, NBA basketball, NFL, American football. I love sports, Formula 1. A lot of people know I used to run a Formula 1 series here on the channel too. So going forward, I want to talk more about real sports and not just FIFA career mode, bro. You know what I mean? And this, I feel like, is a good step towards that. Getting into the Premier League season, I don't know if every week I'll have an FPL video, but definitely I do want to update you through the season on my transfers and thoughts going forward with the FPL team. But also, I'm going to do, I think, weekly a predictions video for each of the fixtures. That might get a bit much, I don't know, because there's 38 game weeks and there's obviously a lot of games per week. But I run an NFL show with my boys, Key and Q, and we do like a predictions picks show over there weekly with the NFL. So I'm thinking about doing the same thing. I don't really have a co-host for the Premier League side of things, but I think I might just run through that myself, and then at the end of those videos, maybe give an FPL update. I'm seeing some prices at the side here too, which are absolutely insane. We'll get into the team in a moment. Shout out to everyone who watches the FIFA series though, and I did put an announcement out saying that I was going to make an FPL league, and a few people didn't know what FPL is. A few people who might be watching this video new to the channel. Shout out to you too. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, all of that jazz.
You like jazz? No, that's not good.
Do you like jazz? Anyway, I have to say that every time. It's like a speech impediment anytime I hear the word jazz. But yeah, what I was going to say, I'm going to run through very quickly, very briefly, for people who don't know how to play FPL, how you play it. So link will be down below to join our league. I haven't set it up yet because, like I say, I've not even built a team. But make sure you join my league. Send it to your mates. Get everyone involved, bro. There's, no pressure, no prize or anything. Or maybe there will be a prize for whoever wins the league at the end of the season. But I just want to get hella people in the league, so make sure you share the link down below. I don't even know if you can do that, to be honest. I've never made my own FPL league. This is the first time doing it, but there should be a code or at least a link down below in the comments or in the description of the video, so you can go ahead and join the team, join the league, I should say. But essentially, you pick 15 players. You have a starting 11 and a bench of 1 goalkeeper and 3 outfield players. You have 100 million fake money. Obviously, you can't just get off with this. You have £100 million to build your squad. Each player has a certain price. You can see here Jordan Pickford, 5.5 million. We add them to the team. We have one of our 15 players selected, and money gets removed from the bank. Very simple, very easy to follow. But if you haven't played it before, you might be a bit overwhelmed by this screen and not know what's going on. And yeah, your players get points. Goalkeepers get it based on saves and clean sheets. Defenders, the same with clean sheets. Midfielders and attackers and defenders and goalkeepers get points for assists and goals too. New to this year, defenders and midfielders and attackers can get points for clearances, blocks, interceptions. You've got to get like 10 as a defender, 12 as an outfield player to get extra points for that. That's a new little feature. So, some people might fill their team with Declan Rice, Rodri, DMs just to try and get some defensive points. My dad always tells me to add DMs to my FPL, and in previous years it's never been a good option. He would overlook Salah and put in Gravenberch. He's that type of guy. Loves a bit of defense. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to start building a team, bro. I want to look through certain teams, and why not start first of all with my club, which is none other than Liverpool, if you couldn't tell by the accent. Oh, I've just noticed Sunderland there. I forgot we got teams promoted. Obviously, that's how football works. Sunderland came up, Leeds came up, and Burnley. We might have a look at the championship team, see if there's any snide little players in there who might be decent for us. But first team I want to go through is, like I said, my team, Liverpool. I want to look at the prices, talk about some certain players in each position, and then we're going to start building our team. Usually the way I build my team initially in FPL, there's certain players I have in mind that I know straight away are going straight into the team. One of them is Mo Salah, so I'm going to throw Salah in there regardless. He's 14.5 million, the most expensive player this year. The most.
The most electrifying.
But for me, Salah he's a must pick. He's a must pick, you know what I mean? By the way, people who are new to FPL, don't just copy my team. Go ahead and build your own team. The joy of fantasy football is there's so many different ways to build your squad. You can just make there is a meta and a system that you can follow, like an algorithm team that you can follow to try and maximize your points week by week. But at the end of the day, it's a game. If you're following meta and algorithms on fantasy football, you're a fucking nerd, bro. Just make a team that you like, of players that you like, which is what you're going to see today as I make this team, which will probably end up being a meta team anyway, as Twitter would probably call it. But anyway, starting off with the goalkeepers, right? We've just signed Marmadashvili. Obviously, Alisson is still our number one, but I'm noticing 4.5 million in the price of Marmadashvili. That's actually nice, because Alisson, as much as I love him and he's the best goalkeeper in the world, he gets injured a fair bit. I feel like Alisson's been injured every season for as long as I can remember. So if Alisson does get injured, obviously our backup will be Marmadashvili. And for him to be 4.5, it's a very good price point to get a goalkeeper at. We're not going to talk about goalkeepers too much, though, until the end of building the team, because apart from people who play goalkeeper in real life, who really cares about goalkeepers? Let's be for real. Liverpool's defence is going to be an interesting one this year. We've got obviously Virgil, who's obviously the nail-on guy, 6 million. We've just signed Kirkes from Bournemouth. He had a good points total last year, 134. 6 million for him too. Where's Frimpong? He's at 6 mil. Robbo's at 6 mil as well, and Kanate's 5.5. Now, I would want to get one of the Liverpool's defenders in our team, and I don't know whether it's going to be Frimpong or whether it's going to be Kirkes. I don't know who's the more nail-on player to get their position, because Robbo he's going to fight for that number one left-back spot, bro. Do you know what I mean? I know he's getting older now, but still. Connor Bradley too. He shows out when he does play, but I do think Frimpong will be number one choice at fullback. Getting on the overlap from Mo Salah. He's going to be a different type of right back to what Trent was for us, but I do like Frimpong, bro, and I'm going to throw Frimpong in my team at the minute. 6 million's a lot for a defender, and especially if you don't know if he's going to be number one pick, but I think he should be. And if he's not, I've had a stinker. And to be honest, by the end of the deadline, by the way, to build your teams is going to be on the 15th of August, which is my birthday. My team, Liverpool, playing on my birthday. It's written in the stars. Shout out Tiny Temper, bro. What a song that was. That's a proper Barclays song right there. But anyway, yeah, by the time the deadline is up, which will be an hour and a half before kickoff, right? They changed it. It used to be an hour. Now it's an hour and a half. So it should be 6:30 on August 15th. I'll probably be drunk by then. So I'll probably forget to do my team before the deadline. So I need to make sure this is locked in before the deadline does hit. But yeah, we've got like just under a month. We've got about 3 weeks to nail on our teams. And like I say, probably by then, Frimpong will be swapped out for Virgil. I can't lie. Same price point, and Virgil's the guaranteed starter. But let's keep Frimpong there as a placeholder for now. I know I'm yapping a lot, but this is my team, Liverpool. So we're probably going to stay on Liverpool for the longest. Every other team I won't spend too long on. And then we'll just start putting our team together properly, filling in the rest of those gaps in the team wherever we need to. Midfield is going to be a tough one for the Prem this year for Liverpool, because we've got Diaz. Who knows if he's going to leave? He's at 8 million. We've put Salah in already. Szoboszlai at 6.5. I love that price point for Szoboszlai. But is he going to be a starter? We've got Gakpo in at the midfield too. If Diaz leaves, does Gakpo become the starting left winger? Who knows? McAllister at 6.5. Don't love that. If I was going to get a midfielder at 6.5, I'd go Szoboszlai. Gravenberch is suspended until the 25th of August. Gravenberch is suspended for the first game. I didn't even realise that. That's news to me. We've got Curtis Jones at 5.5, but the big one down here is this guy, Florian Wirtz. Apologies if the screen's cut off, by the way. I'm trying to figure out a good setup to have this, but you should be able to see the team, at least on the left. 8.5 mil for Florian Wirtz. Now, if Wirtz does come in to be our starter, because the way our midfield is probably going to run next season, we'll have Gravenberch and McAllister at the bottom, and then have like a free roaming Cam at the top. Number 10, Florian Wirtz is my guess, but then Szoboszlai could also fill in that position. There was talks about Wirtz coming in at striker, playing like a false nine, but then we have just signed Ekitike in the last few days. I don't know too much about him, to be honest. Big price tag though, but then you saw a big price tag on this man, Darwin Núñez, 6.5 mil for him. He was a big price tag and then didn't end up being a starter. So who knows where Ekitike is going to come into our team. I actually do not know if he's going to come in and be a starter, but you'd imagine he might be. But if Wirtz is actually the starter at a false nine, 8.5 mil as a midfielder is a great price point, because if you don't know, in fantasy football, midfielders get more points than strikers for scoring goals. Strikers get 4 points for a goal, midfielders get 5, and defenders get 6, as long as they haven't changed it. I haven't read the rules recently, but yeah. So honestly, I think Wirtz and Szoboszlai are both good picks. It depends who starts though. Szoboszlai at 6.5, if he's a starter still next season, that's a great price tag, I can't lie. And as for strikers, Ekitike's not on the game yet. It'll be interesting to see what they price him at. I reckon they'll probably do 7.5 or 8. If he's any more than 8 mil, maybe, in fact, he's a Liverpool striker and he's probably our only striker for the season. They'll probably put him at 8.5 or maybe more. If he's more than 8.5, I would ignore it, to be honest. But really, that's all I want to say about Liverpool, I think. The next team I want to look at is Chelsea. Chelsea have just won the Club World Cup. Chelsea fans, what's your expectations for this season? Let me know in the comments below if there's any Chelsea fans watching. Do you expect to win the league this year? You have won everything. Like, think about it. Chelsea have won every single trophy in like the last 5 years. It's actually crazy. They've won everything. But what do you expect from this season? Sanchez, is he still going to be the starting keeper come game week 1? This guy's got a screw loose, I can't lie. Like, no offense, and you know what I mean. If he's watching, like, I'm sorry, Robert. But lad, this guy, every time I watch him play, I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And that's at least 2 or 3 times a game. He's at 5 mil. Will Chelsea get a new keeper? I know they were looking for Mike Maignan. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I think that deal fell through. And it's looking like maybe Sanchez is going to be a starting keeper for the season at 5 mil. That's not a bad price point to get into the Chelsea defense. But then again, looking at the rest of the players, Cucurella's at 6. Colwill at 5 is actually a nice buy-in. I don't know too much about this Chelsea team, to be honest, and who's going to be the starters, who's not. Gusto at 5 mil. That's a nice price tag too if he's the starting wing-back on that side. But is Reece James back? Is he going to start? He played in midfield the other day, didn't he? Chelsea fans, help me out in the comments below. Who's going to start in your team, lad? And why have you got so many players? Mamadou Sarr, Achiampong, Badiashile is still there. Is Tosin not the... Yeah, Adebayo I was looking for. See, you've got too many players, Chelsea. Who's going to start? Who's not? I feel like Chelsea are a solid unit, though, and I'll probably end up with 2 or 3 Chelsea players in my fantasy football team for this season. One of them's a guarantee, which I'll get to in a sec. You know, when I said when I come in to make me team, I always have players in mind who are straight in the team. We've got one of them coming up soon, but I like Gusto at 5 mil, especially if he's playing wing back. Only had 19 starts last year, though. Was that through injury or was that through something else? I don't know. Who's the most nailed on starter? Cucurella, probably. But Colwill at 5 is a big one too. I think Colwill will probably be the starting centre-back for Chelsea. And at 5 mil, that's a nice price point. You do always want to go for the wing-backs though, especially in a 5-back team, because they're more likely to get assists and goals and things, you know. But I like Colwill at 5. I might throw him in the team actually at 5 mil. Big one here though is Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, obviously Cole World, Heath'll blast through the speakers. You know how much I like this guy. 10.5 mil is a big price point though. And the guy I want to throw in the team straight away is João Pedro. He's at 7.5 mil. I thought he was at 8. I love João Pedro. He's one of my favourite players in the Prem when he was at Brighton. That's a crazy thing to say. I just like his game. I like his skill set, the way he plays. If you watch my FIFA series, I gas him up every time we play him. Now he's at Chelsea. He scored the other day in the Club World Cup for them. And at 7.5 mil, he's going to be our first striker going in the team. I thought he was 8 mil or higher, to be honest. So that's a big one there. Going to be interesting to see how Chelsea play again this year. I think there's going to be times when Delap and Pedro play together. But I just don't know how they're going to actually set up. But I'm taking the gamble on throwing Pedro in there because I really like the guy. You know? I don't even know if you can see the team at this point. I feel like I should swap to the other camera. One big thing, though, with fantasy football is penalties, right? And especially since VAR came into the Prem, you get so many more penalties, so many more referee calls that go to VAR to get confirmed. So you do want to look, this is another strategy for building your FPL team. Look at each team's penalty taker. With Chelsea, it's Cole Palmer. So I'm going against my own advice here by putting in Pedro instead of Palmer. But at the end of the day, you only have 100 million to build your team, bro. We're not rich. There's no financial takeover. And Palmer at 10.5 is a big price point, especially when I've got Salah in here at 14.5. I feel like the rest of the team would suffer too bad if I go Salah and Palmer together. So we're going João Pedro for now. And one team I want to go to, let's transition nicely, talking about penalties. Let's go to Manchester United. They've made some big moves in the transfer window. One of them being Bryan Mbeumo. one of the best players in fantasy football last year, 236 points. This guy had 20 goals. He scored 20. I didn't even know he scored that many. Fair play. 20 goals, 9 assists last year for Brentford. At 8 million flat is a decent price too. But one of the biggest things that got him those 20 goals last year was penalties. He was Brentford's penalty taker. And at Man United, he's not going to be the pen taker, is he? Because Bruno Fernandes is there. He's the pen taker. Oh, they've got Cunha as a midfielder. That's a big one. That's a big one. Cunha's down as a midfielder. Who's their strikers then? Højlund and Zirkzee. How are Man United going to set up next year? Are they going to have Cunha and Mbeumo? Because they play with like two cams behind a striker. Is it going to be Cunha, Mbeumo, Højlund? That stinks having Højlund up there still. Or is Cunha or Mbeumo going to play up there? And then Bruno's going to play in the cam? I don't know. And they've got Anthony back as well. We're not putting him in the team. Marcus Rashford is down as a Man United player and he's wearing a Villa t-shirt in his picture. He's probably not going to be at United come game week 1. Who knows where he's going to go to, whether it's in the Prem or not. 7 mil for Rashford. That's a big price, even if he moves somewhere else. But 9 mil for Bruno. I don't love that. If you're going to go a Man United midfielder, you're better off going Cunha or Mbeumo for a mil cheaper. But who do you go with? Will Mbeumo come in and take penalties instead? I don't think so, but I like this United setup. And Mbeumo and Cunha, that feels like some Football Manager career mode stuff right there. Like, if I was playing career mode and bought those two players, I feel like I'd be cooking. But it's Man United at the end of the day, so they're probably not going to cook. Terrell Malacia is back from witness protection. Don't even know if I can say that joke or not. But he's back. So is he going to be a player? I think he's been told to get out the club. Who's going to be the left back? Dorgu? The Man United play 5 at the back still? I think so. Dalot at 4.5 mil. If he's the starting right back, might not be a bad idea. One thing I'm not even considering, by the way, right now is fixtures. When I first build my team, I just put in players that I like, and then I'll look at fixtures later. But to throw in a Man United defender, you're playing Arsenal on the first day. They've just signed Gyökeres, who's probably going to score 3 on his debut. So I wouldn't really go with that on the first game. But then you've got Fulham Burnley back-to-back in game weeks 2 and 3. That should be 2 clean sheets right there, you'd hope. I did also forget, though, about Patrick Dorgu. Is he going to be the starting fullback? And, of course, James Corden as well, if he can stay fit. He might get some game time. But, yeah, Man United, I'm done talking about you. Because, like, I have a vendetta in fantasy football most of the time. I don't pick players from rival teams. That's probably going to come back to bite me when I'm picking, like, Chelsea players now. But, like, I never pick Everton players. I mean, let's be for real. Who do you even want to pick from Everton? Like, saying that, though, I had Pickford and Mykolenko last year as a double for a long time. But, like, going in the attack, Ndai's actually a baller. I like this guy. He's actually a player. 6.5 mil for him. But, like, you think I'm going to put Beto in my team at any point? Like, Norberto. That's his full name. I did not know that. Beto's name is Norberto. Oh, man, he sounds Brazilian now. Norberto Silva. And I guess they've signed this Chermiti guy. Don't know too much about him. But he's at 5 mil. Who the hell is this? Barry, he's at 6 mil. Whoever that is, lad. And they've got the Sheriff, Rick Grimes. But yeah, I never put Everton players in, never put Man United players in. That's just me being a Liverpool fan. So don't follow that advice if you're not. I'm not here to give advice either, by the way. I'm not a pro. I just play this game for fun. I'm just showing you my like thought process, how I build teams. So we've just talked about Brian and Mbeumo at United. Let's talk about the club that he moved from, Brentford. Because there's definitely going to be players in here. Ooh, Kelleher's 4.5 mil. Hey, I like that. I'm putting Kelleher straight in the team. I like that. 4-5 for Kelleher. I know Brentford have just lost the manager, Thomas Frank. He's gone to Tottenham. But still, and he had them set up nicely. I don't know how many clean sheets they got last season, actually. Can you check that? I can't because Flecken's moved. But still, I think that's a nice price point. 4-5 mil. And Kelleher's a good keeper, bro. He's going to get you save points as well. Especially if this team takes on a lot of shots, which they probably will this year. I like it. I like it. And let's not talk about keepers too long because who the hell cares? So with Mbeumo's 20 goals leaving, Brentford need to score goals to stay in the Premier League. And where are they going to get goals from? It's going to be this, man. Visa. I had him in my team a lot last year. A lot more, actually, than Brian Mbeumo, which kind of bit me in the back towards the end of the season. But still, 18 goals for him last year. And at 7.5 mil, I think he's going straight in my team. I do love, though, Kevin Schade. 7 mil's a big price. If he was 6.5, he'd be going straight in, I think. But 7 mil's a lot. But I still like that. Do we go double Brentford again? Because think about it. If Brentford score this year, where's the goals coming from? Schade and Visa. So let's put him in for now. Ooh, Damsgaard's only 6 mil. I like that. 10 assists for him last season. He went crazy. But yeah, I think it should be a big season for Kevin Schade. His first time getting double-digit goals last year. And he should continue upwards on that trajectory with more goals this year. Here's how the team's looking so far. Then we've got 3 Brentford players in here. What am I doing? 2 Liverpool and 2 Chelsea. This is looking like a stinker squad. The hell am I doing right now? What am I doing? Actually, this actually sucks. I don't like the way I'm building this team. So 3 Brentford players? Are you kidding me? Anyway, we've still got 48 million in the bank. We're running slim already, and we've still got 7, 8 players to go. Let's fly over then to another team. Oh, also, I just mentioned penalties. Is Visa going to be the penalty taker this year now that Brentford's Embuemo's gone? Now that Brentford's gone, I was going to say. That's a big shout, and then that's even more points and goals for Visa. So I think that's a good shout right there. Or does Damsgaard take pens? Ooh, that's a big one. You know, if Damsgaard's the pen taker, I'm taking Schade, I'll put in Damsgaard in. Next team we should probably talk about, though, and give some credit to is Man City. Like, if we're being for real, the top 4 next season is going to be Liverpool, Chelsea, City, and Arsenal. Probably in that order. Liverpool, Chelsea, City, Arsenal. That's my prediction. But yeah, like, Man City's team, I hate picking Man City players in fantasy football because Pep Guardiola does not care about FPL managers. He really doesn't. 1 minute you'll pick a player because he started 3 games in a row, scored 3 hat-tricks. The next game, you put him in your FPL team and he's benched. So picking a Man City player, it's like playing Russian roulette. Even look at this defence. Akanji, Rico Lewis, Mateus Nunes is down as a defender now. He played left back for a bunch last season. Swear he's a midfielder by trade though. Ruben Neves is down at 5 mil. He's dating Maya Jama too, so I'm not putting him in the team out of spite. Ain't Nouri at 6 mil. Is a good one. He's playing Wolves, his old team, on the first day of the season as well, so that's poetic for him to go and get a goal right there. And Gvardiol's 6 mil as well. I think Nouri should be a starter, like nailed on. But I never used the word nailed on with Man City. Apart from Haaland, let's talk about him. How much is he going for these days? 14 mil, 22 goals last year. Man, there's no such thing as essential in fantasy football. There's no player that you need to have in your team. You can build a team however you want with whatever player you want. But Haaland, man, he feels like one of those players that it's scary watching Man City play or checking the scoreline if you don't have Haaland in your FPL team. Because the thing is with City, you can put Haaland in and he does nothing for weeks, yeah. And then 1 week you'll see the scoreline, Man City versus Burnley, 6-0. Haaland scored 4 and assisted 3. The maths doesn't even add up there. But that's the type of stuff that happens when you don't put a player in your FPL team. Like, I swear, especially like Haaland. But 14 mil, that's a lot of money. Especially with Salah being 14.5 this year. Look at the inflation, by the way. Can I just point this out? Every year, players get more expensive in FPL, but we don't get more dough in the budget. It's kind of like real life. This feels like everything's getting more expensive, but I'm not getting paid more. So how am I supposed to craft a team with all these big boys in there? I don't know. Speaking of big boys, let's have a look at the midfield. Again, Russian roulette. Who's going to play? Bernardo Silva got the most points in their midfield last season. They've lost, obviously, KDB. Marmoush is a midfielder this year. I'm pretty sure he was a striker last year. 8.5 mil for him. That's a lot of money. Doku's 6.5. Gundogan 6.5. Foden 8. Don't know what happened to Foden last year, by the way. He must have had, I don't know, like, I don't even want to say no jokes because I know he's got a wife and kids, so let me not even make that joke. But he must have had a falling out with Pep Guardiola over something. He just didn't play. But, like, this guy, McAtee, he's been getting a lot of game time recently, James McAtee. Rodri is obviously in there. He only got 1 point last year, or 3 points, damn. Rodri got injured on day 1. Played 72 minutes. Was that really day 1? That's a big shame, that. I didn't even realise, but who knows if he's going to bounce back this season. At 6.5 mil, might not be a bad shout, though, with this new defensive point system, because he's probably the only nailed-on starter that you're going to get in this City midfield, because Jack Grealish, I mean, he's probably still drunk in an Oasis concert. Like, the Gallaghers have gone home, Grealish is still there. You've got Doku, and Doku is great. He's a direct winger. He'll take the ball, take a man on, but Pep hates those type of wingers, so I don't even know why he bought him. Savinho, again, he came in and was boss. He would take players on, he would dribble, and then Pep was like, what the fuck are you doing, dribbling and taking players on? Turn around, pass the ball backwards. Yeah? You think you're going down the line and taking a man on? Turn around, pass the ball backwards. That's not what wingers do at Man City. But something tells me that this year Pep is going to have an absolute head loss and completely change his system, and his wingers are going to be special. And Savinho at 7 mil, I like it. I do like it. If he's a starter, I think that's the way to go into the Man City midfield, honestly. But we're leaving City for now because I don't like to play Russian roulette with my FPL team. I like guaranteed starters who I don't need to check the team sheet every single week. Fingers crossed, please Pep, please, like praying to his skull that he puts my player in the team, bro. So let's go to the other team I said was going to finish top 4, which is none other than Arsenal. Defensive powerhouse, Arsenal. I feel like you've got to have a defender in there. Who do you go with? Do you go with Saliba or do you go with Gabriel? Because who knows who's going to play fullback? Timber, probably the starting fullback. Lewis Skelly, does he become a starter at fullback for this year? 5.5 mil. I like that. Again, not even considering the fixtures. I'm looking at them now. Man United might be a tough game to keep a clean sheet because they've just signed Mbuemo and Cunha. You've got Liverpool game week 3. You're not keeping a clean sheet against those, mate. And City in game week 5. Newcastle the week after. It might be tough to be a Man City defender. I mean, an Arsenal defender, sorry, this season. That might be a tough one. But I'm going to throw in Saliba anyway because I feel like you just need to have an Arsenal defender in there. I don't know why. I know I said there's no such thing as essential, but that feels super necessary. Saka's 10 mil. It's a nice price. I don't love it though, honestly. Is Gyökeres on the game yet? He's not. I wanted to see how much he was going to be. I've probably done this video like a day too early because I wanted to see Ekitike and Gyökeres, but it's too early for that. Midfield, who's going to be their starters? Is Marino going to score 20 goals again this year? I can't believe how much he scored last year, but Ødegaard, Madueke, 7 mil. I like Madueke. I like him as a player. He's getting a lot of hate from the Arsenal fans, and I don't know why. I think he's better than Martinelli, honestly. And if he's coming to start on the left, because you're going to have Saka on the right, Madueke or Martinelli on the left, Gyökeres down the middle. You're going to have Ødegaard in a 10, are you? Or does he play the 3 midfield still? And then is Havertz going to play like he used to play in that midfield, like a Roman 8? Or is Declan Rice still that 8? I don't pay too much attention to Arsenal. Again, title rivals, well, not really, because they were top of the league for exactly 0 days last year. But still, it's stuff to consider, you know? It is stuff to consider, especially Declan Rice being 6.5 mil. If he stays in that Roman 8 role and he gets defensive points for blocks, clearances, interceptions and things, that might be a decent shout. I sound like me dad now. Recommended Declan Rice in an FPL video. That's crazy work. We're skipping over Arsenal for now, though. I've got one defender in there to keep the Arsenal fans happy. Next team I want to talk about is Newcastle. Now, obviously, the big talking point is Alexander Isak. Should be a Liverpool player. He's not. I see Leeds and Wolves back-to-back with Bournemouth after. We need some We need some Newcastle players in the team. Aston Villa away and then Liverpool at home. Not a great start to the season. I'll be real. But that Leeds and Wolves game and Bournemouth could be nice because then you've got Forest, which who knows how they're going to be this season. We'll talk about them in a moment. Very nice transition. But Brighton away is a tough game actually. Fulham, West Ham. Come on, bro. Like, what even is going on at West Ham, by the way? Like they should be Unk FC. It's Unk Ham now, bro. They have the oldest team in the world. I swear they've just signed like a 36-year-old as well. I don't know what's going on. They're trying to collect pension money over there or something. I don't know. But yeah, Isak's 10.5. It's a big price. If he moved to Liverpool, I'd probably throw him straight in my team. But I don't think I will. I do want a route into this Newcastle midfield, though. And the man they have just signed, who I'm a big fan of, is Anthony Elanga. Oh, Newcastle have options, bro. Jacob Murphy, their top midfield scorer last year, and he got me points when he was in my FPL team last year. But you'd imagine they've brought in Elanga to be a starter because he was class last year for Forest. So, Elanga, you've got Barnes. I'm a big Harvey Barnes fan as well. I'm a big fan of this guy. He's a direct winger, which I do like. I do like Anthony Gordon too, though. But you'd imagine Gordon's going to start on the left, Isak down the middle, Elanga on the right, Murphy and Barnes get benched. That's how I'm picturing it. Newcastle fans, if there's any watching, am I tripping on that? Is Elanga not going to be a starter? I'm putting him in my FPL team for now. I like that pick at 7 mil. We've got 2 7 mils next to Salah. I'm trying to see how this defense is looking. I think our defense is like fixed. I think we'll probably play 3-4-3 this year, so we need one more midfielder and a good striker. I do love a good defence though, and Lewis Hall's at 5.5 mil, Livermento's 5 mil, Dan Burns 5, and Shah is 5. I don't love this pick, but I'm putting Livermento in there at 5 mil. I don't love it. That's subject to change. I mean, this whole team is subject to change and definitely won't be the same come the end of the deadline for game week 1. Any other teams I want to discuss though real quick? I know there's people who are probably fans of different teams I haven't spoke about shouting in the comments. Let's have a look at Spurs. What do they even have going on over there? No defenders. Are they going to be playing 5 back with Thomas Frank coming in to change the system? Because if he is, if Udogie's playing left wing back at 4.5 mil, that's a nice shout. But then Pedro Porro, 5.5 mil is probably the better option. And Jed Spence got a lot of starts last season. Jed Spence or Udogie, who'd you put in your team? Let's ask that kid who asked for an autograph. That's a niche reference. I don't know if anyone will even understand that, what I've just said. I don't know if anyone will understand a word I've said in this video, to be honest, with this accent. But let's move on to the midfield, man. Lucas Bergvall, 5.5 mil. That's my guy from career mode. If you don't know, get to know. Lucas Bergvall, ex-captain of the Dream Chasers. Now, Kulusevski's 6.5 mil. That's a good buy-in right there. Son's at 8.5. Madison 7. Brennan Johnson at 7. Don't love it. Oh, they signed Kudus. I missed that. So who the hell have West Ham even got anymore, bro? We'll have a look at West Ham in a sec. Never thought I'd say that in FPL history, but newly promoted Burnley at home on opening day of the season. I know you've got Man City away in game week 2, but that's a big one for Spurs right there. 6.5 for Kudus. I actually do like that. But then they've got Mathis Tell. What's he up to? I thought he was a striker. Why is he down as a midfielder? Do I not know ball? You've got Saar Basuma, Bentancur. Who's this Gray? Archie Gray. Oh yeah, the guy who plays centre-back. I don't know who's going to play in this Tottenham team, to be honest. They feel like a Chelsea right now. 2 million players. You can only put 11 on the pitch. Who's going to start? Who knows? Let's look at the strikers though. Solanke at 7.5 mil. He's going to be their starting number 9. Only got 9 goals last year. Only got 25 starts though. Was injured a bit. Coming off a great season with Bournemouth with 19 goals. That's a tough one for him to drop from 19 to 9. I bet you when Tottenham signed him, they thought they were going to get at least 15 goals from him, minimum. Maybe even push into the 20s. I think this could be a nice comeback season for Solanke. And at 7.5 mil, I'm going to put him in as our starting third striker. 3 7.5 mil strikers in there. I feel like that's a good way to spread the funds. Maybe we get one more midfielder and then we can sort out the rest of the team with stinkers. Let's look at West Ham then. Again, never thought I would be saying this. Who do they even have? Soucek, Paqueta, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Goncalo Rodriguez, or Guido Rodriguez. I'm completely made up his first name. I just saw a G and made it up. Maxwell Cornet they picked up. I guess that's the replacement for my man. Fulkrug, 6 mil. Is he going to start or is Jared Bowen going to be the starter? Now, Bowen as an 8 mil striker. They've got Sunderland on game week 1 as well. I like Jared Bowen, bro. I think he's a great player. He's going to get you points in FPL as well. Because if West Ham score, you know Bowen had something to do with it. That's the thing. A bit like what I said before with Brentford, with Wieser and Sade. Sade. Oh yeah, what does he fucking love the looks? He's an R&B singer now. Kevin Schade. Man. Yeah, with Brentford, I feel like if they score, it's going to be from Wieser or Schade. If West Ham score, it's going to be from Jared Bowen. It's a shame he's down as a forward, though. I know he played striker a lot last year, but maybe he'll start on the wing and Fulkrug down the middle. I do not know too much about West Ham, I can't lie, but if he was a midfielder, it'd be nicer because you get more points for a goal. That's the point I was trying to get to, but I don't know how many goals they're going to score this year with that kind of midfield, bro. Maybe they go 5 back, play wing backs, Wan-Bissaka on the wing back with Emerson on the other side. This is an old team. This is just old. Ward-Prowse, Soucek. I don't think Paqueta's that old. I think he's maybe like 27, 28. But Alvarez, Rodriguez. You know, if you look at this West Ham team on FIFA, I think that midfield has a combined pace of 54. That's not good. Like, I know it's real life, it's not FIFA, but yeah, they're not, like, bro, they're playing Sunderland away. Chris Rigg is going to have a field day. Oh my God, Chris Rigg is getting in the team. Are you kidding me? Let me get Chris Rigg in this team right now. Chris Rigg, he's 5 mil. Why is he not 4.5 EA? Why am I saying EA? This ain't even an EA game. But Chris Rigg's going in the team. If you don't watch my FIFA series, you wouldn't get it. But Chris Rigg is going in my team. That's annoying that he's 5 mil though. I don't even know if we're going to have money to finish this team off. So we've got a 4-5 keeper as our starter. Let's throw in Dubravka as our backup keeper. Let's not actually, because he's from Newcastle. Let's go a team that we'll probably never see a backup from. Let's go Wolves. I'll never put another Wolves player in this team. We'll finish off our defence with a 4 mil stinker. Let's go Axel Tuanzebe because he's just sued Man United. He's playing for Burnley now. Don't know if he's going to be a starter there, but we have 9.5 mil to finish off our midfield. Oh yeah, because Chris Rigg's going to be our bench player. So let's set the filters then to 9.5. Maybe we can even change Solanke to Bowen and then get just a different midfielder. Morgan Rogers, 7 mil. There we go. We've got no Aston Villa players. I'm putting Rogers in there. And we still have 2.5 in the bank. Are you kidding me? Who's going up front then? We have 10 mil for a striker. We could go with Watkins. We could go with Mateta. I thought he'd moved somewhere. Did he not move somewhere? I guess not. Let's put Jared Bowen in there. And then let's have a look at Nottingham Forest. That's a team I forgot to mention when we spoke about Elanga. We were supposed to go here next. Solid defensive units from them last year. And I like Ola Aina. I might throw him in the team instead of Livramento. We'll have a think about that. Still 2 mil in the bank and I like this team. Maybe we'd upgrade our keeper a bit. Gibbs White has come in at 7.5 mil. I thought he'd already moved to Tottenham. Maybe not yet. But again, if he signs for Tottenham again, they've got 2 million midfielders. You're not going to play them all at the same time. And Chris Wood, absolute legend. 20 goals last year. Don't know if he's going to get the same amount of goals. Don't know what's going to go on with Forest this next season because they've lost Elanga, who was great for them. And if they lose Gibbs White too, who knows what's going to happen. Hudson-Odoi becomes a starter, I guess, on the wing in place of Elanga. But then they're going to have to sign somebody, I think. And try and keep hold of Gibbs White and sign somebody. That'll be the way to go, in my opinion. But what the hell do I know? I'm just a guy. Let's go goalkeepers then. Let's upgrade our keeper. We're not going to spend too long on this. In fact, I'm clicking auto pick because who cares about goalkeepers? They put Allison in there, which I'm not doing. I'm not paying 5.5 mil for a keeper. I'm not paying 13 quid.
13 pounds. I mean, I ain't got that sort of money.
I'm not paying 13 quid.
No.
Let's go Sells from Forest and hope that they can be absolute beasts again at the back this year. How many clean sheets last season? 13 clean sheets last season. If you give me that again, Sells, then you'll never be sold. So let's enter our squad. That's going to be our team. Team name. We are going to be the Nameless Dreamers, keeping in our brand. Favourite club, of course, Liverpool. I have read and accept the terms and conditions. You guys saw me read those terms and conditions, right? You definitely did. Custom badge. I'm not using no AI tool. Fuck out of here. I don't even know if it was AI. I just said that. That right there is our first draft of an FPL team for the 2025 season. And I think I've won the world. The world? What am I talking about? I don't know. I think that's a solid team. No Cells. We've got cover from different teams. I don't know why I just said Cells randomly. It was like a fucking, Tourette's there. Just start saying random players' names, middle of the sentence, Salah. You know what I mean? Anyway, we've got cover from a lot of different teams. Villa, West Ham, Chelsea, Brentford, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest. 8 different players. 8 different teams in our starting 11. 8 different players in our starting 11. Christ, what am I even talking about anymore? And obviously a bench there. Bentley, who the hell even is that? I don't even know. Livramento, who will play. Chris Rigg and Tuanzebe. I don't even know if Chris Rigg is a starter for Sunderland. But yeah, that's my guy. So he's going in the team regardless. I actually really like this team. We've still got money in the bank to play with. Like I've just won the WWE pay-per-view. 1.5 in the bank to play with. So if any early stuff goes on, we can upgrade our defense, maybe get Livramento out there. Then we've got 6.5 mil to go ahead and get a Man City defender maybe. If Aït-Nouri does score a hat-trick on his debut against Wolves. You know, one team we didn't talk about there actually after bringing up the sale of João Pedro was Brighton. Where are they going to get points from this season? Where are they going to get goals from? Their keeper's only at 4.5, which is a nice price again. Their defense, pretty much all 4.5. They're basically tempting us to go ahead and buy somebody from that team. You've got Mitoma at 6.5. You know, I love this guy. I think this guy's a baller. He's a serious player. One of my favourite players. Ruta might be the new forward. Possibly. Doesn't he play like a shadow striker role? If Pedro's out, maybe he becomes that guy. Danny Welbeck, man. Quality season last year before injury. You know, that was a big blow, that injury, because he was balling out as well. But Is he going to come back at what, 34 years old? Is he going to come back and get another double-digit goal season? I wouldn't put it past him. Also, who's going to take penalties with João Pedro gone? That's a big one, because I'm pretty sure he was their pen taker. So will it be Ruta? Will it be Mitoma? That'll be a nice pickup for a cheap price if we do want to go ahead and downgrade one of these 7 million midfielders, maybe, to upgrade one of the strikers. What I'm thinking, if City hit the ground running, if City are back this year and Haaland is scoring hat-trick after hat-trick like he did last year, how do we get Haaland in this team? Is there a route for us to get Haaland? And at the minute, not really looking like it. But as it stands for a first draft, I think that's a pretty solid team. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Do I know ball? Am I an idiot? Let me know. Don't hold back. And let me know who you think is like an underrated player that I've probably not mentioned in this video that I should consider for the team this year. So we're going to go ahead and create our league now. It's going to be the Nameless FPL League, staying on brand with this nameless stuff. By the way, if you don't know how that started, I'm terrible at thinking of names and sticking to names. So like one day I was just like, you know what, why don't we just not have a name and it's just Nameless? And then I was like, oh, Nameless actually has a ring to it. Then I read a manga called Monster, and that's all about this guy who's like read this book as a child called The Nameless Monster, and it turned him into a psycho. And I was like, you know what, Nameless can stick. Anyway, the Nameless FPL League is created. Invite people to join this league. There we go. There's the league code on the screen. You can go ahead and write it down, share it with all your mates, join the league. And yeah, BC6BF3 if you're just listening to the audio. If you remember that, you've got a serious brain on you. But yeah, join the league, man, and we'll see at the end of 38 game weeks who knows ball and who doesn't, and who just hopefully have fun along the way. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about, people, man. It's football, it's a game, it's a sport. We are here to have fun. But there is my team on the screen. Captain Salah at the moment. I actually do like it as a first draft. That's a pretty solid first draft. I thought I would hate my first team. Maybe I will in a few days, weeks' time. But I like it. I feel like there's not enough big hitters in there that we only really have Salah, who's like, I'm him. But I like it though, regardless. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my team. Is it shit? Is it good? I need to stop swearing on YouTube as well for the money. But like I say, going forward, I'll probably do one weekly video doing predictions for each game week. Maybe at the end of those videos, talk about FPL a little bit. I don't think I'm going to have too much dedicated FPL content, but I definitely did want to branch out, you know, and have new content going up on the channel, especially talking about real life sports, not just virtual stuff that I do on the console games and things like that, because I love sports. I can't wait for the NFL season to come back too. Any American fans watching the NFL show, the Nameless NFL show, will be back before you know it. Me and my boys Key and Q setting that up again very shortly. We're going to have some preseason videos for the NFL, probably have some more preseason videos for the Premier League before the season does start. Like I say, it starts on my birthday as well, so make sure you say happy birthday to me on the 15th of August. Write it down, bro. You know, I'm giving you a chance right now. Come back to the channel on the 15th. Let me know. Just say happy birthday. Anyway, look at me being a beg friend. I've been speaking for too long now. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you've got this far in the video, your head must be gone. But I appreciate you watching. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time, people, man. Take it easy.